Space Shuttle, this is flight safety. Keep your hands on the handrail or inside the vehicle and remain seated while in motion. You're clear for launch. Have a great flight to Starport 75.
Hey, Glenn.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Oh, so good, man. So good. I'm so excited.
Good.
What is it? Our last show was 99, episode 99.5.
Yes.
So this is 99.6, this episode. Is that right?
not quite. This is episode 100, Chris. 100.
You've made me do this 100 times?
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's insane. It literally is insane.
And that people have even listened to these.
Right.
But you know what? Hey, if nothing else, I enjoy talking to you. And then there's, who knows, when we're 150 years old, we can listen to these on our holographic Walkman.
That's right.
Walk people.
And we've got to meet some new people and have great guests on the show.
So is this just a clip show? Can I just
It is. We're just
recording
gonna
now and you're just gonna do a clip show?
Correct. This is a Simpsons clip show. It's yes.
Oh yeah. Good times. Well, anyway, this was your doing to set all this up. So thank you for doing it. It's been fun. This is the last one too, right? This is it. My contract's up.
You know what? That's the other no.
See, I thought you were going to do 99.5, 99.6 because my contract says under 100 episodes. So I thought you were just going to just keep that.
5.1?
No, it's 99.57.
Right.
Anyway, well, congratulations. You're the one that does most of the work for this, so it's quite an accomplishment. So good for you.
It's 50-50, man.
Well, no,
you take half the blame.
89-11. I did that math right. But what are we going to talk about? Because I know you went on a trip recently. You mentioned it in episode 99.63, and it's like star dates. It's like because I'm on a Star Trek kick right now. Star date 42.7 or however that works.
That's right.
Anyway, but you went on a trip, and I've been really wanting to talk to you about it. That's the only downside of doing these little shenanigans with you is it's like, well, let's not talk about it now. Let's do it when we record, and then it takes weeks for us to record. So
true.
I want to hear. You need to cue the. Unless you had other things you want to celebrate. I don't know if you had fanfare.
Well, I was going to say that not only is it our 100th episode, it's almost exactly 5 years since our first episode.
Is that right?
It was August. It was later August, but it was August 2016.
Holy moly! Have you ever gone back to listen to some of those?
No. I've had no reason to at all.
Well, fair enough. All right, then I won't be tempted to either. We'll just leave it at that. That's funny. I feel like it now. I feel like I want to go listen to one just to laugh. Go listen to episode 0. That was the best one.
Well, yeah, that was a mistake. That was our first one, and it was so.
Well, wait a minute.
So bad.
Wait a minute. If we had episode 0, then this is actually like episode 1
what?
Right?
Huh? What? Did you say something? What?
No, we'll just call it 100. All right. Anyway, do you have a bumper for you? And now a trip report from Glenn? Do you have that?
I don't. I don't think I do.
It's a shame.
So we'll just put you saying Glenn in there.
Yeah, all the different ways I say Glenn. You can just do a whole montage of that.
Yes.
All right. Well, whatever we do, let's get on to talking about your trip.
All right. Well, what about your trip?
And now a trip report from Chris.
Yeah, I didn't want to focus too much on it. So I'll give you the lightning round, okay? Just since you asked. I wasn't even going to bring it up, but you asked. All right, so we stayed 2 days at the Wilderness Lodge.
Yes.
Yeah. We tried to take advantage of being at the resort and do the pool stuff. So we got there the first day, the pool, and then we weren't out there an hour, and there was a lightning alert, so we had to pull the kids out, and the youngest one wasn't happy about that, but our room wasn't ready, so we were miserable for literally hours with no place to go. No, we can't really get changed to go. Anyway. So it didn't start off well, but it was okay. We were surprised with a fireworks castle view, which I didn't even know the Wilderness Lodge had. I thought it had fireworks over trees. Was kind of like their fireworks view, but no, it was almost like I think they literally cut down some trees so you could see the castle. I showed you some pics of that. That was and I think they did it because we put that it was our son's 10th birthday. So we did that. I don't know if you experienced it on your trip, but it was super hot. So there was all that. It was okay. It was expensive. It was an expensive couple of nights to stay at a resort. I still wouldn't recommend it because we're not out of COVID yet. We might be heading back into COVID. And there were a lot of services that the hotel didn't have. Like they didn't have regular housekeeping, which we didn't know. And that's pretty much it. So, I mean, other than that, it was just, we went to the parks. We did Epcot. Actually, real quick, the Epcot was the first time I had seen it since they had the Lucite fountain back and kind of, down. It's been a year and a half or so, I think, since we've been to Epcot. Wow. So it had a really nice vibe to it. We weren't there all that long. We just did some food and wine, a few of the Future World rides. But I really like the vibe. I like the design, the colors. So I like how that's coming along. We'll save the fountain things for another time. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So just a couple days, and then I met up with you. Unfortunately, we didn't get to spend too much time together because, people and hot and long waits, which I imagine you'll cover. And that was my trip. But it was nice to feel like we got away somewhere. I really like the Wilderness Lodge and how it feels like you're somewhere else. So
yep,
it was fun.
Great place.
Anyway, it's my brief trip report. All right, so now that we've gotten the appetizer out of the way, let's get to the main course.
Okay.
How did yours go? And now a trip report from Glenn. I think you told the folks, well, I don't know what you told them last time. So you want to recap? What was the setup for this?
Yeah, I don't know that I mentioned too much because I was trying to keep some of it quiet because I didn't want to really broadcast too much.
Yeah, right. People
all
like
the stalkers
to the show.
and
right.
People
listen to the show and they go, he's not going to be at his house. I'm going to break in, or I'll go stalk him at Disney World.
Yeah, exactly. So,
all right.
So we did not stay at a Disney resort. We stayed off property in a condo in Kissimmee. It is literally like 10 to 15 minutes from door to door to the parking lot. So it's very close.
By the way, 14 minutes exactly from my driveway to the Wilderness Lodge. Just
cool.
In case you
cool. So very close. So we were able to go back and forth throughout the day to cool off, swim, and
that's nice.
All that good stuff. Yeah. So we got there on Saturday, the 17th, and our condo wasn't ready till 4 in the afternoon. So we actually went over to City Walk at Universal just to get out there. And my family loves Harry Potter. And we listen to Harry Potter on the way
did
there.
You? Okay.
Yeah, audiobook. Yeah. Which they're really good. They're the
you've done that on that drive before though.
We have. We listened to book 6, 5, 6.
We're
I think.
still like 3.
One of them. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, it was good. But Jim Dale, who narrates him, it does a fantastic job. Anyway, so we went to City Walk and did some shopping for Harry Potter stuff and all that. And we saw the big Olympic rings. It was stopped at Universal for a day or so. And we got our pictures with it, and so that was fun. So we were there for maybe 2 hours. We didn't eat there. It really was just we walked by the parks and then headed out. And by that time our condo was ready, so we went there. So that was the first day, just to get there and relax. And then so the second day we started in Epcot. And yes, it was our first time too with seeing the new main entrance, which is gorgeous. It is so much better than it was, man. The fountains, it's like old times again. And that day was the first day the monorail was back going through Epcot.
Okay, nice, good timing.
So we got to see the monorail.
Yeah.
So that was very cool.
Yeah.
So the one thing I didn't like though was that Epcot doesn't open till 11 a.m.
It's late, right?
Yeah. And
super late.
We had reservations at Via Napoli for lunch for I think it was like 12:45 or 1 o'clock or something.
Thought you'd say like 11:15.
well, that's the thing. But we really didn't have a lot of time to.
Wait a minute. Food. Hold on. Food and wine, or whatever we're calling it this year, is going on, and you just went for pizza.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, food and wine is not really our thing. We used to love it when it first started, but I mean, it's not really our thing.
Okay. All right. So via Napoli.
So, so we didn't really have a lot of time to do a lot of things, before lunch. And so we went on Soarin'. We had maybe a 5-minute wait. Like I've had longer waits when I had a fast pass.
Yeah.
So that was bonkers to be able to just essentially walk on Soarin' in the morning. So we did that, and then we...
Can I add a side note, which I meant to put in my trip highlights and forgot? That was probably, I don't want to say the most exciting point of our trip, but it was up there, was we went to Soarin', and my youngest just hit the bar to be able to go on Soarin'. So it's like, yes, now we can finally all go on. You remember that time, right? When it's like, oh, finally, we don't have to swap or figure out who gets left out. So that was really exciting.
That's very cool.
He had to stand very straight, but he made it. So.
That's very cool. Did he like it?
Anyway, he loved it. Yeah.
Good.
So it's a family favorite. I mean, well, for the 3 of them, I could take it or leave it for the most part, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. The kids, the family, they like it. So I like it by default.
I like it, right, yeah. I like it because my family likes it, so it's fun for all of us.
I mean, seeing the Eiffel Tower bent at, curved at... into a crescent is weird. So,
that's not how it looks in real life.
I don't know. I've never seen the Eiffel Tower in person, so maybe it does. But yeah, so whatever.
Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to glom up, but I forgot about.
So then we went back to Via Napoli and had a wonderful lunch there.
So did you walk all the way around? Did you take the boat over? How did you?
Well, we wanted to take the boat, but it wasn't running. I guess they don't run them that early.
They start those at 3.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm thinking, like, or at least noon or something. But when we were heading back, they weren't running, unfortunately. So we walked. We had some time. We weren't rushing to, get there.
That's a long march, though. But
it is. It is. So then we just went through World Showcase and all that good stuff and made a complete loop around. We did have to pass up Mexico. My daughter loves the Grand Fiesta Tour. So we made a circle and went back to Mexico and rode that. And then and that was pretty much it for the day. We really didn't. The only food and wine festival thing we did was in Canada. They have the Appleseed Orchard.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they
inside where the movie used to be, right?
So they're not running the movie, which kind of stinks, but
right.
But I got this I think it was called a frozen apple pie, and it was a drink.
Yeah.
And it was non-alcoholic, but I was expecting, just like a drink that tasted like apple pie, or because I love apple pie.
Who doesn't?
But this thing had they crumpled up the crust and put it on top, and then in the drink they had apple chunks, like apple pie filling in there, right? So it was weird. You'd kind of need a spoon to eat it, but it was yummy. But I wouldn't get it again.
Oh, okay.
And then Tammy got some kind of apple cider thing, which was tasty. But so our day at Epcot was it was nice. It was fairly relaxing. We did Spaceship Earth and all that good stuff.
Do you do Mission Space?
Yes, we did do Mission Space.
Have you ever done the green side?
I don't think I have ever done the green side.
Okay, because I think I want to get my family on there, but there's no way they would like the orange side. So I've never done the green side. So I don't know if that's
Tammy and Glen Paul. That's the side they do.
Okay.
I don't. Maybe I did it once, but no. Megan and I like the orange side.
Of course you do.
If you're gonna do it.
Well, yeah, but I get whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did the fast track. I saw that.
We were in line for Test Track, and we were unable to do it because it started. I don't know if it started raining or if it broke down or a combination of the two. And we were in the room right before you go in to make your car.
Okay.
And so that we found out that's the dividing line between who gets fast passes and who doesn't. So we got a fast pass that went unused because the ride never came back up the rest of it. And there was nothing else we wanted to use it on.
I was going to say, I think you can,
yeah,
but it's like a golden ticket, but
nothing else had a line because we were going to use it. Well, we were going to use it on Mission Space, and the guy actually he was like, it's like a 10-minute wait. Like, do you really want to use it or do you want to save it?
Right.
You might want to save it, guys.
It'll take me longer to scan it than
right.
Yeah.
So so they essentially went unused. So the next day we went to Hollywood Studios. All right. So this is where
So was that a full day at Epcot then? Was
yeah. Well, we left around probably 7.
Okay.
8, something like that. I don't know.
Okay. All right. You didn't stay for any Epcot Forever show or anything?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Have you seen that? I still haven't seen that.
Nope.
Interim show. Wow. Isn't that the one with kites? I thought you wanted to see the kites.
They don't have the kites anymore, I don't think. But no, I you know what? My I'll be honest, my hatred for fighting crowds overshadows any desire I have to stand and watch fireworks.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. So yeah, I'm good. I would have liked to have heard the soundtrack live, but oh well. I'll just go without it. I saw it on YouTube, so I'm good.
All right. Well, it's a good thing you went when the time of year you went, because if you don't like crowds, that's a good time to go.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah. All right.
So,
all right. So that you did, Epcot's down, and so you these are like basically day passes that you paid for this, or like you buy the block, like for park admission. I'm thinking. Like,
we bought a 7-day pass, non-park hopping.
Oh, non-park.
Yeah, non-park.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So what was the next day? And you had all this reserved, right? I assume beforehand.
Wait, what?
You had all this reserved
right.
For the park reservations, right?
All the park reservations were reserved back in April, May, somewhere in there.
Okay.
But yeah, my logic not getting the park hoppers was you can't park hop till like 2 p.m. every day anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, if I'm going to have to stay in a park at least till 2, like, I don't know. I didn't see the benefit.
I hear you.
So
for
we
just,
it was like, I don't know, whatever they charge, like $75 or so each ticket, it's like,
wow.
It's not cheap. So,
which I still don't understand, but whatever. That's neither here nor there.
So the next day was Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
So, all right. Hollywood Studios was very frustrating. Very frustrating. Because it was all the other parks either are big enough or have enough attractions to absorb people that we didn't run into the same issues that we ran into when we went to Hollywood Studios. And the reason I say that is because when we went, Hollywood Studios did not have any stage shows running. So we're talking Indiana Jones stunt show, Beauty and the Beast, and biggest of all, Fantasmic. And when those are running, those suck up a lot of people. And traditionally later in the day, especially Fantasmic, which can hold about 7,000 people, you can go and ride some of the bigger rides, especially like the roller coaster and Tower of Terror and things like that. Later in the day, just traditionally, wait times go down. And so, we would wait until later in the day and go do those type of things. The wait times for everything stayed consistent pretty much the entire day. And they only had, I think we counted 8 attractions. Oh, yeah. Little Mermaid. That's the other one that wasn't good. They had that Little Mermaid show.
Yep.
And Disney Junior. that
oh yeah. That
so
would bring it
those
on, yeah.
weren't running. You know, they suck up so many people. And
So in terms of like attendance usage, is like half the park of what's normally there, right?
yeah.
Right. If you start adding up all this, maybe even less. I mean, you think about it, capacity is probably what I mean. So like the
Right.
capacity of the park is probably half of what it used to be, or less. Right.
Right.
Well, it's a good thing nobody wants to go to that park.
Oh my God. So, so man, the park was just packed and it was so hot. And, so the first day was actually ended up being better than the second day, which we'll get to in a few minutes. But, so backtracking just a second. So I did get I lucked into a Rise of the Resistance boarding pass.
Of course you did. Yeah, of course. The rich get richer. Yeah.
Oh my
that's
God.
Fine.
Okay. So anyway,
That's right. I work with somebody, and they from Central America. They were visiting, and they were able to get a pass. So apparently, I just don't know how to use a cell phone. Is all that really matters.
That's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So we so the problem with the Rise of the Resistance virtual queue is that you don't know when your boarding group will be called. You keep checking the app and it gives you an estimated wait time. But once it's called, you have 1 hour to get there. And so you gotta kind of stick around and not be too far away. You can't really get in.
I guess, yeah, because if you're going to do like Slinky Dog Dash.
Oh, you're killing me. You are killing me. So
why? I'm just picking something that has a long wait. Because if that's like an hour and a half wait and you're in the middle of that and they call your boarding group, then you're screwed, right? Or messed up, or whatever language I can use.
All right, so we'll talk about that.
Am I preempting something? I'm sorry.
You are.
Anyway, okay. So you don't know when they're going to call. You don't know. You don't know when they're going to call you.
So if you have an hour to get there once they call you,
yeah,
and all of the rides in Hollywood Studios are generally an hour or longer.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? Like, it's tough. Like, what do you do? Do you risk it and try and get in line for something? Do you like? So it was tough, and so we did Muppets, and then we walked around Galaxy's Edge a bit, and then it was time to we were called, and. Or no. The app said 10 minutes. We'll call your group in about 10 minutes. So we get closer to Rise of the Resistance because we know it's coming up. Mm-hmm. The ride breaks down. Mm. And typically when the ride breaks down, it takes about an hour for it to come up. And so once again, we haven't been called yet and we're waiting for the ride to come up. And so we still really couldn't do too much. So it just feels like, because of the stupid virtual queue, it just feels like you're wasting so much time waiting to be called that you really can't do a lot of, other things. And it's just frustrating. I know it sounds so, it's this gold bar weighs so much, right?
No.
But it's just frustrating.
It's legitimate if like the more the average wait time creeps to that hour window that you have. Yeah. Right. Then I could see where that really does, because then you don't know what to do. Like, because there aren't that many things to do, first of all.
Right.
And, it's the double whammy of there isn't enough to do there, and it's such a popular park because of Rise of the Resistance and Galaxy's Edge in general, right?
Yeah.
So it's that double whammy there. But yeah, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Like, I would go through the same thing and go, well, like, I'm not going to miss, if I were to ever actually get a pass, I don't want to miss this.
Right.
But, what do you do? And there's not like, because they don't have like the street performers going on. There's just like, it's a very Spartan park, right? There's like a small number of attractions, generally speaking, and some shopping, and that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
So, all right.
So we eventually did get called. We went on Rise of the Resistance, and then we left.
Did it take an hour for it to come
It did.
back
It took about 45 minutes. Yeah, it took about 45 minutes.
So
and then we had to wait.
So that made like 2 hours that you're kind of like in this Rise of the Resistance. I hope it was worth it. See, look how much time I'm saving in my life of not having to go on.
That's right. That's right. It was worth it, though.
Shut up.
It's such a great ride.
No, it's not.
But anyway, so So then we left the park because we were tired, exhausted. We went back to the condo, swam a little bit or whatever. And then we went back, though, later in the day, thinking that
people are going to leave.
people are going to leave, right? Park hopping, people will leave. The people who didn't get Rise of Resistance will leave and all that, right? Oh, my God, man. Because nobody.
And that's what happened when I went on Father's Day. Remember, it's like, while we were there earlier in the day, it was pretty crowded. But then after 2 o'clock or so, it kind of cleared out. But not for you, huh?
Not for us. So we did wait about an hour for the Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Goofy's Runaway Railway.
Right. And then we kind of split up and Megan and I went and rode Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster, and Glen Paul and Tammy went and to the Droid Depot and built a droid.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So he loves that thing, man.
Did he like it? Yeah.
He was playing with it today. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Still expensive, I imagine.
Still expensive. I wanted to get one. They waited 2.5 hours to get in because they didn't have a reservation.
Whoa. I love droids. There's no way I would wait 2.5 hours for that.
Well, and in that 2.5 hours, that's what Megan and I did, was wait for 2 rides.
Wow. Holy moly. See, I don't have that DNA. I can't. I just won't.
So we pretty much finished about the same time. And
2.5 hours? Especially at the Droid Depot, because it's not like, at least some attractions, it's like, oh, the queue is themed and there's things, whatever.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do at Droid Depot while you're waiting to make a droid.
Right. They were standing out in the heat waiting to go in.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I wanted to make a droid this time. And so we were going back later in the week, and the night before, I tried to make a reservation for the next day, and they were all gone. So, and they were probably gone like months ago for all I know.
Yeah, but why can't they do that like a virtual queue? Like you get there and like, okay, right now come back at 3:15, and then that's yours, and then they mark it down. We got somebody coming at 3:15.
Yeah. So my droid still is waiting to be built.
Yeah, but you have a lightsaber, so you're okay.
I do have a lightsaber. That's true. Yeah.
2? Do you have 1 or 2?
Just 1. No, just 1.
Right. Well, when you come in January, we'll have to go.
All right. Sounds good.
Right. All right, so I lost track. So you went back. So you're at the studios. Yeah. They got droids. You rode rides.
Yep. Okay. And we closed it out. We were there after closing. I took a bunch of night shots and stuff.
Oh, cool. I can't remember. Do they have that show running yet or not?
Nope.
The one they project onto the theater? No?
Nope.
Okay.
Not yet.
What's that thing called?
I don't know.
Whatever. Okay.
They had a Star Wars one, but I don't know what they have now, quite honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not Jingle Bam. That's coming up
not yet.
Later. All right.
But it is August 5th, so the Christmas stuff should be going up soon.
Well, the pumpkin's already out.
The pumpkins are up, so Christmas trees should be
How
going
do they
up
do
soon.
that when it's 98 degrees and 104% humidity, and they're putting out fall stuff? Where does
the Boo Bashes?
The crime.
The Boo Bashes start August 10th.
Who wants to think about Halloween in October in August?
I don't know.
Who? Like at least September.
At $150 a pop for 3 hours.
Sometimes
let's not forget that.
Sometimes I think these are just money grabs from Disney.
What?
I'm not sure,
Chris,
but I'm thinking sometimes.
Chris, come on,
I don't know.
I know. Insane.
It's an unpopular opinion, but that's
you
what I think.
Insane. Why would you even say that?
That's ridiculous. Has that? Well, whatever. I'm sidetracking, but is this always the time they get the Halloween stuff rolling?
Pretty much. Yeah. The last couple of years. Yeah.
So ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I agree.
I mean, and yeah, I'm an old fogey, but back in my day, Glenn, like Halloween was a one-day thing. Like, it was just, and that was it. But now it's like a whole season.
It is.
And it's one of my least favorite. So I'm not a big fan.
I like the fun parts of Halloween. I like, I like the dressing up and the candy and all that. And
you like dressing up? See, I hate dressing up. Always have. Always, forever, my whole life.
No, I don't. But the kids dressing up and all, I like that.
Yeah, all right.
I did dress up as Burt Reynolds a couple years ago from Smoking the Bandit. So.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, thanks for clarifying. I like candy corn. At least I think I do until I eat candy corn. I'm like,
well, yeah.
Do I like this? Anyway, sorry.
Sugar.
I sidetracked.
All right. So the next day we went to Animal Kingdom. Now day 3. We haven't been to Animal Kingdom since 2018, 2017, something like that.
Yeah.
So I was, it is our family's least favorite park. But that being said, I was actually looking forward to going back because it has been a while. And you just, go back a few episodes and
yeah, we had a good time.
You had a good time. And so I'm like, maybe I'm missing, maybe I need to go in with a different attitude and try to experience it with, fresh eyes. And so we got there not long after park opening, and we started with Dinosaur. It was a walk on. It was fun. I enjoyed it. And then we walked around and we went to Everest, and that was maybe a 30 minute wait. So that wasn't that bad.
Remember when that thing opened? It was hours.
Oh, I know. So really, quite honestly, we were in the line and we were going through and I was trying to get something out of my bag. I think I was trying to switch lenses or something. And so, you're walking,
right,
and by the time I finished, it was like, oh, I'm at the train.
Right,
it's time to get on. So it actually moved faster than I expected it to.
Right.
But it's still a fun ride. And then we did something that we've never done before. There's a few firsts on this trip, which was cool because it's rare that we do. It's the first time for us to do anything at Disney. But
yeah, I was gonna say you've been so many times. It's hard to even imagine what it might be. So
right.
Do tell.
So it's one of the only attractions in any theme park I have never ever been on.
Kali River Rapids.
Kali River Rapids.
See,
yes.
I guessed it. I knew it.
Absolutely.
All right.
So we went. It's hot, right? So it's and we went to Universal 5 years ago. We did the Popeyes, river raft ride, and you get drenched. Like there's on that, there's no. So we, it's like middle of the day, Animal Kingdom. We're hot. We're looking forward to getting wet. So it's our first time on the ride, and it's not that great.
I mean, just floating, right?
It's
just some water.
It's fairly short. It's a lot shorter than Popeyes, and you don't get that wet. Like,
what's funny is I randomly, maybe you're posting under pseudonyms on Twitter. I saw somebody else complaining about that, and I'm like, I thought that's what it was known for. Early in its life, I thought everybody knew like how drenched you'd get on there. Like, don't you go under waterfalls and stuff and get drenched?
They have some, the spray, like the intentional, like we're gonna get you if you haven't been wet already. But
right.
It like goes over the raft and like we didn't really get we didn't get wet.
Okay. No.
So that was like, oh, okay. Well, that was a tease. But it was the first time. So I'm glad I did it.
At least you checked it off. Sure.
Yeah.
That now gives you something to complain about.
It does. So then we went to lunch, and this was the first too. We went to Satuli Canteen in Pandora.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Because we have watched all these YouTube videos, and everybody raves about the cheeseburger pods. And so it's basically what was that? Like a...
I gotta Google for this now.
Bao bun or something,
Who? Oh, like a Chinese thing?
Yeah, and it's filled with a cheeseburger,
Hamburger.
Ground meat and cheese and pickles.
Okay.
And
is this a delicacy of Pandora?
Maybe, I don't know. I've never seen the movies. I have no idea.
You've never? Wait a minute. Did I know this? You've never seen the movie?
Oh, I've never seen Avatar.
I know. The list of things you refuse to do is pretty lengthy. So
No, I have never gotten around. Like,
oh, you're missing out. It's one of the best movies in the history of mankind.
All right, I'm not even.
Box office records, Glenn. It had to be amazing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so you had a hamburger and dough, is what I got out of that.
Yes, and we were very excited to try this. And yeah, don't waste your time or money. It's not.
People love them.
Yeah,
So I do like those Chinese buns. Those are good.
Yeah, yeah. And you would think, having a cheeseburger inside of it would be good.
Really,
right? I like
inside
cheeseburgers.
anything is fine.
Right.
In fact, when Melissa makes something healthy, I'm like, this salad would be perfect. Except, what it needs on top is just like a cheeseburger.
Right. Exactly.
So like you should be able to add that to anything, and it should be great.
You would think.
All right. Well, I found a recipe where you could make it for yourself at home.
Oh,
so.
okay. Well, maybe I need to do that.
Huh. But how did they even come up with this? Like,
I don't know.
I don't think it was in the movie. Anyway. All right.
So, but while we were there, we checked out the lines for Flight of Passage or whatever it is, and it was like
it's like a walk-on
2 hours or whatever. I'm like, I think we'll skip this one again for this trip. So that's another one we've never ridden. It can wait another decade.
I haven't done either of those.
Yeah, we're not in any kind of rush to do those.
Okay.
So then we did one last thing. We did the It's Tough to Be a Bug. When was the last time you rode that or saw that?
Literally like the year the park opened, or sometime in the first couple of years, like not since. Yeah.
So my son, I don't know if he's ever been in there or if we ever took him in there. Quite honestly, this might have been his first time. But there's creepy crawly things that, and
one of my kids would not like that.
It freaked out both of the kids, and I knew they were coming, but I didn't tell them. I'm like,
the little things in the seats, right? The little
little
pokey things.
They have a little a little stinger, and and then at the end, little bugs go under your seat.
That's right.
Stuff. So, anyway, so they were not happy with that. They did not appreciate any of that. So, so that was pretty much it at Animal Kingdom. We did everything we wanted to. Oh no! We did everything we wanted to do except the safari. We did not do the safari.
Okay. Intentionally, or just like it just didn't fit into the plan?
I wanted to. No. We wanted to do it. Well, Tammy and I wanted to do it. The kids did not.
Who doesn't want to go on a safari?
I don't know. So I could have spent more time there, but the kids kind of they were getting tired and wanted everybody to be happy, so we left. And then we went out to Disney Springs for a little bit. Not much there. Just the one thing we did do that was the first time too was have you heard of Gideons Bakehouse?
No.
They have these. It's a new craze, right? They have these cookies.
Oh, I have heard about.
That are like
maybe you told me. Somebody was telling
£1
me.
each.
Yeah, it's like lines, hours long for these things. Right?
So we were going to go. Our plan was to go to Disney Springs on Friday morning, and so we were going to, go to Gideons and get in line and all that. So we went because we went out to Disney Springs after Animal Kingdom. We ate a deluxe burger. We liked that place. Hey, and got a real cheeseburger, and then we walked by Gideons. And we saw that there was a line, but it wasn't too long. And so we went up and asked the guy at the front of the line working there saying, hey, like how long's the line? And he's like, actually it's only about 10 minutes right now. Usually people line up an hour before we open, and then it's like a half an hour line to get in after that. So this might be a good time for you to get in line. And so we did. And about 10 minutes, we got in the place and got some cookies and got out of there. So
I'm looking online at their photos. Like these cookies literally have more chocolate chips in them than they do cookie dough, from what I can tell. It's really like,
yeah, it's intense.
Wow. Okay.
It's intense.
It was worth. I mean, you didn't wait hours, but oh, really? No.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was kind of the store itself is uber cool. Like it has a whole theme. It's kind of like a Tim Burton meets Harry Potter type theme.
Okay.
So it's a cool looking place. And I got some stickers and stuff, because it's
of course
they have great branding, right? Yeah. But we got home and we tried the cookies. We got 3. We got the regular chocolate chip. We got the essentially chocolate chip, and we got peanut butter. And the chocolate chip was the best. But they weren't spectacular. Like I definitely would not wait an hour and a half for these cookies. Now they do have cakes and other stuff too, but I mean, maybe it was just luck of the draw, but wasn't spectacular.
All right. I'm seeing why you like this now. It's very sort of like Haunted Mansion-y kind of theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Huh. Like almost like Haunted Mansion meets New Orleans voodoo kind of mixture.
Yeah.
A little bit, at least from their website. Huh. Okay. But not that great, huh?
So yeah, don't go if you go and there's no line or a 10-minute line. Go ahead, you can go and do that.
So of the three things you got, what was the best?
I think the chocolate chip,
So
or I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's
yeah. Or I could just go to the Publix and buy a bag of chocolate chips.
yeah.
Okay.
Tammy did get a peanut butter cold. What is it? Cold brew or
now you're talking
nitro brew or something like that. And that was very good. So if you go, get that.
Okay. Oh, this is only at Disney Springs.
They do have another location, I think in Orlando East somewhere.
Oh, East End Market.
Like that was their original
right, but it's
location.
not like a thing from like some of the
this
other
is an
Disney Springs
independent.
things are yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, but it's it's as much of a local thing as we have here.
Yeah, it's an Orlando thing. Yeah, sure.
No, I didn't know that. All right, well, now I like it.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta check it out. That coffee thing sounds good. You see that? And now they have pre-ordering available. So sounds good.
Cool.
All right. So Disney Springs.
So that was it for that day, for Tuesday, and then the best day, Magic Kingdom Day, and Chris Family Day.
Yeah, I'm sure you woke up that morning and went, "Oh, Tammy, this is the day we have to meet up with the Grays." Mm-hmm.
You're so silly.
I know it is.
So we got there, and then you and your family were like right behind. Like
we were.
Y'all weren't fooling around.
Well,
like we made it to Main Street, and you were like, "Okay, we're on our way. We'll be there in a few." It's like, whoa, that's awesome.
Well, it's just a boat ride, and that's the thing I love about the Wilderness Lodge. But I will say, a couple of times, man, if you time those boats wrong when you're at a boat resort, it is a long wait. So
I know
next time it's going to be the Polynesian, I think. So we can just hop on them on.
Well, then that's right. That's a nice thing about the Polynesian is you can do the boat, you can do the monorail, or you can do the ferry.
Yeah, lots of you can wait for any one of those.
Right.
All right. Wait, what did she get? It wasn't pistachio toffee. You said it was some sort of coffee thing, right? Now
coffee, yes.
Yeah, I don't see. It's
peanut butter nitro brew or something. I don't know.
It's not on their pre-order thing. All right, I'll look into it.
Oh, okay. Well.
All right, so Magic Kingdom. Yeah, so I mean, to be fair though, the parks aren't opening early, so it's not like Rope Drop was at 7 and we saunter in at like 9:30. So
it was like 9 or something.
It plays in our hand when opening is at 9. So and we're right there. So
true, but it didn't matter. So we were in line for PhotoPass when we met up, and that was awesome because we got to get PhotoPass together.
Yep.
So that was awesome.
Which I still haven't seen, but thanks.
I know. I'm still going through photos. Yeah. And then we did
all that complaining I did before about the PhotoPass people. I guess Disney heard us because then both the Epcot day that we went, and then when met up with you on Main Street. They were like the best photographer. I don't know about the results, but at least from the, taking the time and kind of posing us and like, I said, oh, you guys are just faking me out now. But yeah, the photos weren't great, but the guy really put a lot of effort into trying getting us good pictures in front of the fountain at Epcot. So,
good. Yeah.
But at least you tried. So I give him that.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah, so I hope someday to see those photos.
Yeah.
I was so upset though. Afterwards, I realized I had brought my Starport hat. And I was going to do a hat swap for the photo, and I totally got distracted, wrangling kids and stuff that I forgot to do it. So you have to Photoshop that in for me.
Okay.
All right. So we met up there. It was crowded, Glenn. I don't know if you noticed.
It was a little bit crowded.
It felt like, and so now I can jump in because I was there. So I know, because I'm curious if you felt the same, but it to me, it felt like it was like a holiday weekend. Like it wasn't 4th of July itself, but it was like the 3rd of July or something. It was, and this was what, a Tuesday, Wednesday? I don't know what day we're up to.
Yeah, I don't know. Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, that's right. And so we were actually going home after going there, but it was so crowded. Yeah. It was so crowded. Which
it was.
I don't like normally, and then you throw, COVID concerns on it, and stress and worry about that, and just like, man, it was just, and it was 1,000 degrees. So, man, it was not. It was hard. It was rough. But it was rough. Really nice seeing you. It's hard to, at least for us, it's hard to enjoy spending time with friends, because it's just it feels like you're kind of at war with the park, at least for me.
Yeah.
And like fighting crowds and.
Oh yeah. I know.
Your family's easily an average of 3 feet taller than my family, and so you guys have bigger strides, and we're trying to keep up, and we got the little guy, and man, it was nice seeing you, but it was rough. But
it was.
But it was still fun. It was nice seeing you. So
yeah.
But what do we do? I have no recollection other than my complaints.
So we started with the Swiss Family Treehouse, which was very nice.
I could take it or leave it, but my oldest really loves that. And so yeah. And actually, the plans played in well, because the night before we were at the Magic Kingdom, we were there for my son's birthday, and it's a storm rolled in right when we were going to go do Adventureland. And so we said, well, we'll go pick it up the next day. So he really wanted to go, and he loves Swiss Family. So
yeah, it's a nice, relaxing walk through. I love doing it. But, I remember as a kid, my dad hated it, but I like it.
Yeah. I remember asking you if you ever saw the movie, and you said I tried to watch it, which I think is most everybody's experience these days.
No, that was tough. Like I got through maybe an hour at the most.
Wow, I don't even remember. I don't think
because I think it's like 2.5 hours or something.
Well, they're on an island, man. It takes a long time. I always think of when I think about that attraction or go on it, I still think about that Disney World Explorer game from, and we talked about it because I still remember looking for the hidden Mickeys in the leaves of the thing. I don't know why that's what I associate with it, but anyway, it's fun, and it's shaded, so there's that.
That's right. All right, so then we went to one of the greatest attractions, the Tiki Room.
Oh yeah, the Tiki Room. I used to hate that thing, and now I love it so much.
Once again, my dad hated that thing, and I love it.
I see a theme.
I know, right? Well,
what did your dad like? Because you told me what he didn't, but like what would have been on his? Oh,
he loved Space Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain. And
okay, all right.
Pirates. He loved Pirates. Oh my god, and Haunted Mansion. So
the e-ticket stuff.
Yeah, e-tickets. But he loved If You Had Wings and The Wed Way. So
yeah, all right. I see a theme. Yeah, okay.
He just didn't like. He didn't like the Tiki Room. He hated 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah, I never got on that. So
yeah, you didn't miss anything. That he and I agreed on that because I wrote it on my college program, and it was awful.
Wow, that's too bad.
And then we wrote it in Disneyland, but it was a Nemo overlay now.
That's right.
And it's still not good. Like the whole the concept is good.
Yeah.
But the execution is poor.
Yeah. Huh.
So anyway,
okay.
All right. Yeah. So Tiki Room.
Now it's concrete. So whatever.
Yeah. And then we did something really wacky.
What did we do? Oh yeah.
We went to Tom Sawyer Island,
which I hadn't been to in almost 20 years. I think maybe 15 years. Yeah. Right. Which has never been over there. I forgot what was over there, but yeah.
It was so nice. That was fun. Because
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
No, that was fun because the last time we went, it was like the kids' first time or second time, whatever, and they enjoy it, but the fort was closed off because they were doing refurb on it, and so we went. The dock that they took us to was closest to that. And so we just went to the fort. And so that was cool because it was the first time the kids had been on that side.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to explore, at the fort.
Yeah.
So they had a blast just running around on their own.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd never been over there. I hadn't taken the boys over there, which seems criminal, but I think we're going to start going over there. It's a difficult journey to get there because it is kind of hot and crowded on that little raft, and I still don't know how those things don't sink. But once you get over there, it's nice and shady, and they got water fountains there, and it's not too crowded because most people aren't going over there. So I learned something that day. I'm like, I need to go do this more often. That was cool.
It's a good place in the middle of the day if you're there and you don't want to go home or whatever. Go to Tom Sawyer Island and let the kids run around, and you can find a shady spot and just sit down.
By the way, side note, my son was terrified, might be a little too extreme, but pretty close to terrified that you were going to make us go see the Country Bears. He was really afraid that was going to happen.
So silly.
I think he was. I wish you had seen his face when he saw it the first time. I know we talked about it in the show, but he was just like so. I have never seen that look on his face with like anything else in his life. He was just so like, what am I looking at? And so now I think he's built it up in his head that he hates it. So now he knows you like it. So he was afraid you were going to make us go.
And of course, that's why it said, hey, let's go see.
And I would have made him go on it, but we
just to mess with him.
Different path. Yeah, I would have helped you. That would have been fun.
Because I know he doesn't like it. So that's exactly why I said that. Just to fun around.
If there's a next time, then we gotta go. We gotta go do that.
So I think we ate lunch after that at Pecos Bills, and then
which I never go to. So
yeah, and then it was okay, and then we got some Dole Whips.
By the way, I gotta ask you: was that a typical kind of day for your family at the parks, especially like the lunch, just sort of like how you guys kind of went about it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, because our families are very different in how we kind of approach the parks. I realized in this trip.
Okay.
You're very much you're like driven. You're like
yo.
You're like
yes.
you got the app. It's like a chess match with you. You're like planning your next move.
Right, of course.
Yeah, me, I'm more sort of like I'm gonna float down this river and see where I end up kind of thing. So
can't
just
do that.
I just noticed that vibe. But
it'll
to the
swallow
point,
you whole, man.
Well, to the point of I'm like, I was starting to wonder, and that's why I was asking if it's typical. I'm wondering, like, were you having a rough visit so far through that, or it was almost like I paid X dollars for this, damn it, and I'm going to get my X dollars value out of it, which means I'm going to check off things I do, or let me finish. You can answer, or. The other thing I was wondering is like, it was almost as if somebody said, I don't know when I'll come back because maybe next year I have something else planned. And so I'm going to do all these things now because I don't know the next time I'm going to come back.
Yes, the last.
The money, the value part, and we're going to do it now because I don't know when we're coming back.
That is 100% correct. Both of those.
All right. And why do you think it's uncertain on your return visit?
Just because I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a while. The whole family agrees that if I said, hey guys, we're going to Disney World and even at like Mardi Gras, even a cooler time of the year or whatever, I would not wake up tomorrow. They would kill me in my sleep.
Wow. Did they not have a good time? Well, I guess not.
They had a good time. But they
we never wanted to have that good time again.
They are, they're not into it. They're not. No, I mean that's not true. They still love
Disney versus Universal thing. Like, if you said, hey,
they
want to
do something.
Universal?
Yes, that's part of it. They want to do something different. That is part of it.
Like Six Flags.
No. They want to do Universal, and then they want to do Disneyland. So they've already told.
Oh,
so we'll see. But yeah, Disney World will be like, I want to visit at some point during its actual 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
So I'll probably have to do that probably in January.
Yeah.
Like we'll sneak out and go there for a day or two or something, right?
Sounds good to me.
But that might be my 50th visit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because this one was on the cusp.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just noticed there was and it's very different when just you and I are hanging out. It was anyway, and it's not a criticism. I just noticed like you seemed very like focused, very sort of like, like I said, like boom, boom, boom. We got a lot to do. Get moving, troops.
When you and I go in January, it is, it's way more relaxed for me because I'm just paying for me. I'm just, I've been there a million times. I want to take some pictures, but other than that, I'm just there to relax and have a good time with you, right? And just walk around at whatever speed. And if we do anything, we do anything. If we don't, we don't. But with the family, it's different. Gotcha. It's definitely different.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. And like I said, I couldn't tell, like, was it a rough morning? And like, cause it was kind of in the heading towards the middle of your trip then. And it was, I can't say it enough. It was super hot and super crowded. So I don't know if that was,
actually, honestly, it wasn't, it was one of the better days. Cause we did, so after lunch and after Dole Whips, y'all took off and then we just kept going and,
which I felt bad about, by the way. I'll admit to everybody.
No.
For like a day, I'm like, I hope he doesn't feel bad. But it was just like, our little one, we were
understand.
Like pulling his arm.
Because y'all were already there. Yeah. And so that wasn't your first day. It was your last day. And you had an adventure already, No, we understood. That's
all right.
No problem.
All things being equal, I'd hang out with you, 24/7 for a long time. But just in that environment, they weren't having fun. And we hit a point where, going back to like lines and stuff, like the average wait was kind of creeping over like to 30, 45 minutes. There wasn't much to do that had a short wait after that point. And like, probably because of my doing, my family doesn't have tolerance for, hanging out in lines for a long time. So just kind of like, I felt like we just ran out of things we could have gone to do with you, So
your definition of short wait and mine are vastly different. If I heard there was a 35-minute wait or something, we would be right there.
Well, it depends on what that something is. No, I said an average wait of that, which means, there's, we have a different dynamic to it. One of the biggest challenges is the young one, is just, because of his unique challenges. It just like waiting in lines it's miserable for everybody.
No, it is. And we'll get to that. Don't worry.
But I'm saying an average, but I mean, like, and that's why I asked you at the time, what stuff you're going to go do now. Because if it's like an hour, like 40 minutes is kind of realize that's at least for where my family is now. That's kind of like our tipping point. Like under 40 minutes, we're cool. Over 40 minutes, not so much. So once they hit like hour waits or whatever, it's just like, Plus it's hard just psychologically when you're like hot and tired already. We were, like you said, at the end of our short trip, but we're like, home is just a car ride away. And we're just like, we could just be in our air conditioning and have some, some relaxation. But anyway, all right. Well, we hoped you didn't feel bad. I was worrying about it after that because I would have liked to hang out with you, for longer. But it was, it was hot.
It was hot.
Anyway, all right. So we had Dole Whips, which was great. That was a high point. And I think that's where we said later. And all right. So sorry, I sidetracked. What'd you do after that?
So then we did Pirates, and then we did Country Bear Jamboree. Then
that would have been a short wait. We could have done that one.
Then we just walked on. Like no, actually, they had just let in a show, and so we were the first ones in the next show, but so we had to wait like 12 minutes, but we got to wait right in the waiting area in the air conditioning, and we had seats.
Oh,
so it was like, this is
make it a
bonus.
2-hour wait.
Right.
Yeah.
So then we, just walked around Filler Magic. We did the Tomorrowland Speedway. We did, I think Wedway. Wedway, and then what else? Actually, that might be it. Haunted Mansion. We went.
I was gonna say
walked through. Did Haunted Mansion. Which the line is, man. For that, it used to be walk on, and now that was like almost an hour wait.
Well, it was July, so it was Halloween season.
Right. That's true. That is true.
Wait, Hall of Presidents. Was it revised? I don't know what its current status is. Was it revised by then or no?
It was not open.
Oh,
it was not open, so I did not get to see it.
That's too bad. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
So then we did, the last thing we did was Big Thunder Mountain, and Tammy actually, she didn't want to go on it, so she started walking to the car, and because it said it was like an hour
I'll
wait
see
or
ya.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she's like, by the time I'll just take my time, walk down Main Street.
She's a smart woman. Yeah. Okay.
And it ended up only being like a 20-minute wait. Like
Oh,
they really lied on that one, but
yeah.
and so she pretty much made it to the car like 5 minutes before we ended up making it there. But we did leave before the fireworks, and that
I
was
noticed.
key.
I saw that from your swarm
Oh my
check-ins.
God,
I'm
that
like,
was
oh,
key.
smart man, because I saw you leave it.
And it was tough to get out of there because so many people were lined up and all down Main Street and all around. And oh my God, man, it was
Now,
it was
you've seen that
miserable.
show, right? Because it's going away soon, right? But
Yeah,
you've seen it before.
Yeah, actually, I did see it once.
Okay.
With you.
Did we see it together? Oh, when they did the photo
20.
thing.
Yeah, when we went to the after hours event.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot.
Because we went to Cosmic Rays.
Oh yeah, we had a nice romantic dinner together.
Right, and it was going on as we
That's
were
right.
eating
That's right. I forgot about
over candlelight.
because it's going away. Yeah, candlelight at Cosmic Rays with the
Right.
linen tablecloths and everything. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you've seen it because it's going away, right? So
Yeah.
we're gonna have a new thing. A new thing. Soon.
It's
I
fine.
still, and I guess it's just things imprint on people. I was still like Wishes feels like the high point for me
Yes.
for those kind of
Me
shows.
too.
I don't know why.
I
Like,
agree.
there's nothing about it I could point to and say it was objectively better because of X. Like objectively, they're better now. They got fancier projection things and whatever. But I liked Wishes. It had nice,
Yeah, I did too. I liked the music. I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. Wishes was it. Yeah.
All right. So you were smart. Got out of there before the crush.
Yep.
Ferry or monorail?
So this is the first time ever, I think, that we only did the monorail.
Yeah.
Every
we usually
time.
split it too, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Because the last night,
Yeah.
I said, hey, let's take the ferry because we haven't taken that. And they're like, no, we want to take the monorail because it's quicker. And I was like, okay. Because nobody was there. So it was like, all right, let's do it.
Is it quicker?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, if you leave before the fire, if you leave before the fireworks, especially. Okay.
All right. So
So we're up to Thursday.
So Thursday was our breaking point.
Oh boy!
So
Glad I saw you on Wednesday.
So yes, it is a good thing you saw us on Wednesday. So we started the day. I got up early again, and lo and behold, I got a boarding group for Rise of the Resistance.
You know, it's got to be because you like were an altar boy and went to church and stuff. Because
I had boarding group 40 the first day and 42 the second day. So I'm right in that same window, which is about midday that you'll get called. So we went in with that. And so we started at Smuggler's Run. We got there at Rope Drop. And we had a 1 hour wait for Smuggler's Run.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that's fine. I mean, most of it was a lot of it was indoors, but my son loves the ride.
That's a nice cue because it's especially once you get inside. Yeah.
So my son loves that ride, so we definitely wanted to do it. And he was a pilot, and my daughter was a pilot for the first time, and they had a lot of fun. I was a gunner for the first time, which you push a button, like okay,
And try being the engineer.
I haven't done that yet. So, and I felt bad because they put another couple with us.
Yeah.
They had been doing, one party per pod or, and so now they're just shoving everybody in. And I felt bad because they were the engineers. They didn't. So it's like, I felt, and I think the woman was like, she had a broken leg or something. So I just felt bad.
So she made a real thunk when you pushed her down to get into the pilot seat.
She did.
Yeah.
She did. Yeah. I did take their picture on the little, in the Millennium Falcon by the chess table. But,
nice.
Anyway, so we did that. And then this was the start of a series of poor, decisions. So knowing that, so I think the park opened at 9. So when we got off Smuggler's Run, it was probably about 10. We thought that they were going to call Rise of Resistance around noonish or so, noon, 1 o'clock, something like that. So we said, okay, Slinky Dog Dash is showing a 90-minute wait, and we're right here in Galaxy's Edge, right next door to it. So why don't we just go that? We have 90 minutes.
Right next door.
We have, this window where we got to do, we're going to do something. So why don't we knock this one out? It pretty much stays 90 minutes all day. And so we said, okay, we try to use logic and try to be objective about our decisions. So we got in line. Oh my God. I don't know if they just really got the estimate wrong or what I believe happened, because I could see that they had the fast pass line going. Now, it's a dirty secret that fast passes still exist, right? You get them if another ride breaks down and you're in the queue past a certain point. They give everybody fast passes. Or if you're on, in line for like Slinky Dog Dash and it goes down because if rain comes, then it goes down, right? And if you're in line. So maybe there's just they give out more of these fast passes at Hollywood Studios somehow or something, or maybe everybody is just a Club 33 member, or I don't know, but It seemed like they had a lot of people going through the fast pass line, which means that they had priority and cut in front of us.
Do you remember our last episode where I mentioned they had like a semi-permanent positioned cast member that was there to give out fast passes?
Yep.
There's something going on there.
Right.
I don't know what it is.
I don't either, but something something bad. Like so Chris,
do you think just pulling this out of thin air?
Yeah.
Do you think it's because so many people are angry if they don't get on Rise of the Resistance or something about that they use that to mollify them and just sorry, here's 5 fast passes for whatever you want while you ride or whatever. And it's the only park I saw where there was somebody in a red vest.
Yeah.
Not just like, Jim's walking around, go stop him, but like here's his podium with his tented cover. Like it's like he's placed there.
I know. I thought about that
in a prominent location. So I'm like, there's something why they give out more fast passes there.
Right.
Anyway, didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's curious.
It's fine. But so there was a steady stream of people going through the fast pass line, and so we waited in line. We were in line for when we hit the 2-hour mark. That's when. Well, it was like Murphy's Law or whatever. But so we're in the line thinking we're only going to be there 90 minutes. So I had booked a mobile order for lunch for like noon, right? So thinking that we would still have like half-hour buffer to get to the restaurant, and knowing that Rise of the Resistance, you have an hour after they call you. So I'm like, okay, we can probably do lunch, and then Rise of the Resistance should be soon after that. So we're in line, and the line's not moving. We're inching up. And it didn't help either that the family in front of us, I wanted to take the parents and conk their heads together, and the kids too, and conk their heads together.
Wait, we weren't there.
The parents were like, the parents weren't even, now the kids were maybe 5 and 7, maybe. And the parents like basically wouldn't even look at the kids, and the kids were running all over the place. Yeah. They were going under the railings and going into the garden area and everything. And like the parents didn't look, they didn't care, they didn't whatever. And it was like we're just watching them. Like, what else could they do? And like they would do something else that was spectacularly. And so anyway, so we have them in front of us. So when we get far enough into the line where we're just inching along, I'm starting to panic because I have mobile order, set, and Rise of the Resistance is coming up. In line, it logged me out of the app.
Okay. And
I tried to log back in, which had happened before, because it's a horrible, horrible app.
I don't know if it deserves two horribles, but okay.
So I went to log back in, and it wouldn't log me back in. It would send me an email with a code saying, "Oh, okay," and I'd put the code in, and it wouldn't log me in.
Yeah,
and I would just I kept trying it over and over and over. And
was it important for you to be in the app at that point? Like,
well, since I was trying to cancel my mobile order because I didn't know if they had already charged me for it, and
I thought they don't do it until you say, "Okay, I'm here."
Well, so that's what. Yeah, so lesson learned. Yes, they don't charge you until you actually pick up your food. And yes, they don't start preparing it until, and so if you mobile order something and it goes past your time, they just cancel the order.
Right. Yeah.
So you just have to reorder. So
that's good to know. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I'm panicking because I don't know what they do. And then when I was logged in, the last thing I saw was that we were only 10 minutes away from being called for Rise of the Resistance. So this is about 2 hours in. And I'm like, I'm freaking out in line. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I can't get online. I don't know what our status is. I took Tammy's phone. I tried to log in from it. It's same thing. It was this loop. So it wasn't just my phone. It was, and then I finally got an error message saying, "Oh, we're having problems with our login or whatever." And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this whole place runs on this app now. Like, you can't, this thing has to be bulletproof. You can't do this to people.
Right.
So about that same time, I'm freaking out. And then my daughter, she just started crying. She's like, I don't like, and I'm starting to look for a way out, but we're so close. So
what was causing her stress? I know yours because of the food order and everything, but she's
just because it was so hot,
right?
And we weren't moving.
Yeah.
I mean, she just wanted out. Like, we just wanted out.
I know that feeling. Yeah.
So I started looking around. I'm like, where's an exit? Like, how do I even get out of here? This line.
Nope.
And I couldn't find an exit. Like, and then I started thinking, what if there was an emergency? Like, how the hell would we get out of here?
Yeah. How could that happen?
So I'm looking but Chris, we were so, like, literally like,
no, I get it.
We make the one turn and then we're in the queue area to get on the train. Like, we're that close.
Right.
So I'm like, well, what do we do? We wasted 2 hours. Do we just stick it out?
No, you gotta stick it out, right?
So we stuck it out, and so all right. So we stick it out. We get on the ride.
The ride.
The ride. The fun ride.
The ride doesn't start with F. Yes.
That is like a minute and a half long. Like, it was over before I even realized it. I'm like, wait, I thought it was longer. So we get off the ride, and I finally, they fixed it or whatever, and I log in, and they're like, "Oh, you missed your mobile order," and I'm like, "Okay, I don't care."
Oh, but now you can't place one because now it'd be 2 hours later, right?
Pretty much. But then Rise of the Resistance, we had 6 minutes to get there.
Wow. Oh, that's right, because you can't even get the notification. Well, no, you could still get a notification if you're not logged in.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Oh well,
because
that is just a regular notification, right? Just like any other push notification.
But the app, I wasn't logged in. It
doesn't matter.
Well,
you still get it. No.
Well, how?
And this, of all the things I know, this one I know.
Okay.
Just the way push messaging works. They have a token for your device. So when you've logged in, it registers with their system of the token of your device. You could log out at that point. They can still send you a push message because then it routes through Apple's systems, for an iPhone at least. They send to this token, hey, let these people know that they're... right now, Andrew, my friend Andrew's probably saying, no, Chris, you got it all wrong. Because it may depend on how they implemented it. But if they did it right...
Yeah,
you should still get the push message even without being logged in. Because surely you have other apps that you get a push message, then you tap the push message, it takes you to the app, you log in and see whatever the thing was.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Should, if they did it right, it should work without being logged in. But anyway, it may be that they had much bigger problems going on.
Well, it could be
something.
because I didn't get notified.
Maybe your token registration was on some server that blew up and they didn't have that anymore or something.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so you didn't actually get the notice until you logged back in.
Right.
Okay.
So I logged back in.
But you still had an hour, right?
Well, no, that's so. Yeah, they notified me 54 minutes ago that.
Oh, 50. Oh, I thought you said okay.
Yeah,
so that's 6 minutes left in your hour window.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant 6 minutes to go until they call you.
No, so we had 6 minutes to get from Slinky Dog Dash.
I'm so glad I saw you the day before.
Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah,
we made it.
Oh, of course.
I believe there's a 15-minute buffer even beyond the hour. So
I gotta think. Well, I was gonna say I gotta think if you went to them, and this is where the fast pass problem comes in. If you went in and said, look, you completely misquoted the time for Slinky Dog, and we were stuck in that line, and your app didn't work, surely they would have gotten you on somehow.
Yeah,
maybe.
So anyway, so we did Rise of the Resistance for the 4th time.
Shut up.
And great as always. And so we get off that, but
I don't even care anymore.
We're pretty much done. So we did like Walt Disney Presents, that just to walk through and get in the air conditioning,
calm, air conditioned, low stress, right?
To kind of like regroup,
get everybody,
and say. And then we did they have that movie, Mickey and Minnie's Vacation Fun.
Yeah,
it's where the sound's dangerous or whatever it was.
Yeah. Right.
It's a cute little cartoon.
Yeah. All right.
And you can only see it there. So
wait,
anyway.
Sounds Dangerous. Isn't that where they do the sing-along thing? I guess they're not doing that right now. They had a Frozen sing-along thing that was actually...
Oh, yeah, they're doing that. I didn't do that. So
shocking. All right.
Yeah. Then we did Star Tours. And then... and the whole reason I was excited about this day was... We scored reservations for Oga's Cantina.
Oh, right. Okay.
So once again, we were killing time until our time. But so we made it to Oga's Cantina on time. Got in, and you have 45 minutes in there total that you can be. You can't go over that.
Would they yank you by the collar and like shove you out the door? Like, what are they going to do?
I don't know. I didn't want to find out. So, fun place. DJ Rex is spinning tunes. We actually so when it first opened before the pandemic, you could be placed with other families at either a table or a booth,
which I know you like.
Which I was afraid of. I'm like, oh man, I hope it's not like that. So during the pandemic, they didn't do that. And you had your own table, you had your own booth. But now that they're back to just shoving people in every corner that they can, it's back to that. But we got placed at the bar, which was, I didn't really, I'm like, am I happy about this or not? And it turned out to be awesome.
Nice.
Because the bartender was right there. We didn't have to wait for a waitress or anything and he was like, hey, what do you want? And, he made recommendations and, really good guy. So we all got, specialty drinks and stuff. And, I got the one drink that comes in a souvenir tiki mug because I wanted something to take home from it. So we were there maybe half an hour or so. It was nice. We, standing at the bar and pretend like we're in the cantina. And when I walked in, I was like, oh, this is the greatest, so it was a lot of fun. And then, So that was obviously the first time thing for us. And then we left.
So apparently there are multiple tiki. Sorry to interrupt. There have been multiple tiki mugs from Oga's. There's one that's called Yub Nub.
That's the one I got. There's a Porg one, which I'm not getting a Porg one.
Yeah.
I got the Yub Nub, yeah.
All right, cool. So you'd recommend it?
The drink itself is okay.
No, I mean the cantina itself.
But the cantina, yeah, it's definitely an experience.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
The power went out when we were there. DJ Rex went down and then came back up. They did whatever they had to do to fix it and came back up, and it was cool.
Neat. All right.
So we left, and then we were going to get dinner, and I told Tammy, I said, hey, Megan wanted to get a shirt from Rock and Roller Coaster, and she didn't get it the other day. I said, ask her if she wants to go back and get it, because I don't want her to regret not getting it because she forgot about it. And she forgot about it, and she's like, yeah, can we go back? And so I was like, yeah, sure, let's go. And so we went back. I think it closed at 8. Oh, and that's the other thing about Hollywood Studios. The hours were like 9 to 8. It closed at 8 p.m. every night. I'm like, screw that, man. It closed early too. Like you couldn't even stay late.
Imagine how many more boarding groups they could have if they.
That's right. So anyway, she and I went back, and they were sold out of the shirt that she wanted. Like it sold out in 2 days.
Not a good day for her.
But she was like, well, I was like, you want to ride the ride? And she's like, yeah. And so we waited like an hour to ride the ride. So, so that was nice.
Nice.
So then, I know this is getting long, but we're almost done. Our second to last day was Friday. We went to Disney Springs in the morning. We did a couple things that were new to us. One is we went to Everglazed. I don't know if you know this, but our family loves donuts. I know that's hard to believe, but
I don't believe that.
Very good donuts. Now, so if you ask me to recommend either Gideons or Everglazed, I know we're literally comparing apples and oranges with cookies and donuts.
Well, not literally, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I would wait longer for Everglazed if I had to than Gideons. The donuts there are very good. I think Tammy got a coffee too or something. I don't know. Everything was good there.
Okay.
Went in the M&M store, the new M&M store that they have there.
Okay.
That was an M&M store. If you need anything M&Ms. Then we just walked around. They have a cool Star Wars store there where they have a steampunk R2-D2.
Yeah, you sent me a picture of that. I said, get me one of those. And then you told me it was like $100 or something. So I said, never mind.
Am I there?
And you're frozen.
You are frozen. But I don't know if it's you or me.
You're back.
Hey,
you were frozen.
You're frozen.
Is it me?
I don't know. It was one of us. Your little bars on Zoom were red just now.
Wow.
So I don't know.
See, now I'm going to have to get Gigabit. I was just looking at tiki mugs. That's all. Wasn't doing anything. Do you like tiki mugs? I kind of like tiki mugs.
I love tiki mugs.
Do you? Every time I say, well, then you're going to like this site I'm about to send you if you don't know about it.
I want to collect, but I'm like, where am I going to put them?
Oh, please. Please.
I don't have.
Oh, so I have the same feels. Because I was just Googling for the tiki mugs thing. All right.
Yeah.
So I appear to be back. So we were talking about donuts and Star Wars, the Star Wars store.
Yeah, Star Wars store.
Last time I was there was just Club D. Is that what it was called? That shop where they used to have all the Marvel and the.
Nope. This one is near the Earl of Sandwich. It's on the other side.
Way on the other side. Okay. And it's
so
just
this one is I don't know what it's called, but it's like Galaxy's Edge trading post or something.
Okay.
So it's different. That one is just like the Star Wars store, right? This one is like you can buy things that you can buy in Galaxy's Edge here.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
And my son was excited to go because he wanted to buy accessories for his droid.
Oh, okay.
And they don't have that there. You do have to get that at the Droid Depot. So, but while I was there, I sent you a picture of a steampunkish R2D2.
Yeah, I said pick me up one of those.
Yeah. So, I did
said
not
it was $100.
I don't get a 30% discount on that. So
holy smokes. How large was that? Like for $100, it better be pretty substantial.
Maybe 8 inches tall or so.
Okay.
It's not
not $100 worth.
I didn't say that. It's actually really neat.
Yeah.
Like if I were you, now I'm not you, but if I were you and I was an R2 collector, I would definitely add this one to my collection.
It might make
it's
my
pretty cool.
My Christmas wish list.
Yeah, that would be cool.
All right.
So then we did one more thing that was new to us. We ate at Blaze Pizza at Disney Springs.
Okay. I'm just going to say okay to everything at Disney Springs because I haven't been there in so long.
It's so if you want an inexpensive meal that is pretty good, it's pizza. It's a custom pizza, and they make it very quickly. So they they put all the toppings on it as you're standing there and ordering. And then they put it in this blazing hot oven for, I think they said 4 minutes or something, and then it's done.
Yeah, That's
and
like
so
all the rage now. They're like buy pizza ovens for home that do that. They're like 900 degrees or some nonsense for super fast cooking. But
yeah,
cool.
But it's fairly inexpensive. It's like $10 a pizza or something like that. Okay. So and it in Disney, one feeds 2 people at least. So. So then we went to Epcot, and Epcot was fun. I love Epcot, man. I could spend days just there, you know.
Yep.
We did Living Seas, we did the land. We did went back to the countries. Because we had dinner reservations at the Rose and Crown, which I have never eaten in. I've never been in there. Yes, all this time I've never been in there.
Well, you did a lot of firsties.
Yes. That's why we're excited to do some different things. And this is one restaurant we all agreed was very good, and we all
it's English food. I mean, it's going to be great.
Our time there. Our server was wonderful. He was an English guy who I think has worked there for 30 years or something.
Okay.
So, I mean, the service was great. The food was great. I got fish and chips.
Can't go wrong with that.
Wonderful. Oh my God. So good. So we had a great time there. That was awesome. And then we just walked through the countries a little bit, went on American Adventure. We hadn't done that in a while. I'm going to send you some pictures from it when I finally get there that I took with the rented lens. I think those pictures completely changed my mind on that lens. I think it's
pretty good. For better or for worse?
For better.
Because you were pretty optimistic about it to begin with.
Yeah. And then it seemed like it might be just an average lens, I think, by the time we were talking or whatever.
Yeah.
No. As I'm looking at the pictures that I took with it, and I left it on the camera more and more later in the week. I like that lens.
Okay.
I like it a lot. So.
All right. Because I'm looking ahead to a trip we're going to do next year, and I was thinking that would be the lens I should probably have, but it's got to be good. I'm not going to. I have too many other trips where I tried to go like with smaller camera gear or less camera gear, and I'd always resent it. Or resent? Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, when you get back and you don't have what you want, yeah, I mean, it's resentment.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. Well, I can't wait to see him in a year or so. When
I know. I'm kidding. So our final day, Magic Kingdom. Got there fairly early-ish, rode Buzz Lightyear. it was closed the first day we went. They were rehabbing it, and it opened that day. And so while we were in line, I said, "Oh, because we've watched like YouTube videos on how to get a high score or whatever."
Yeah.
But I forgot. I'm like, I have no idea what you aim for.
The targets, I think.
So in line, I pulled up a video and I'm put it up to my ear. I'm listening to it, watching it, and the kids they're like, "What do you do?" Because they think it's work or something, right? And so I'm just listening. I'm
trying to make sure I can beat you guys.
So Megan goes, "I want to ride with you," and I said, "Okay." And she's like, "Are you gonna take pictures? Or are you gonna? Because I actually want to try to beat you." And I said, "Oh." And so, as I'm listening to this, I said, "Oh, that's fine. I won't take pictures. We can do that." And so I did not, because I wanted to hit. So if you hit all 9s, you can go to the little store at the end and show them, and they'll give you a little sticker, like a Galactic Hero sticker or something like that. So I wanted the sticker.
I didn't know that. Now I want to try harder next time.
Yeah, and so I got a 439,000 score, and so at the end she looks over, she's like, "Is yours broken? Like, how do you have such a?" I said, "No, what do you mean? I'm shooting. What?" And she couldn't figure it out. And so after we're in line for, Wedway or something. And I said, "Megan, do you know what I was doing in line? I was listening to a YouTube video on how to," I said, "before you even said anything, I was trying to get a high score." And so she was like, "Well, you did that?" I'm like, "Yes." So
she should know you by now,
right?
That, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So
cool. I was surprised. Just real quick about the about that attraction. I was surprised because we went on Tuesday, and it was closed, and we could tell when we rode through the People Mover that you could see scaffolding, that one section where you can see through the windows, and there was scaffolding all in that main area. Yep. And I'm thinking to myself, well, this is going to be down a while. They're obviously doing something big. Right. But then it was back up like a few days later. So I don't know what that was all about, but but kudos to them.
Because we did the same thing on Wednesday. Went, it was closed, and went through the Wedway, and we saw scaffolding and everything else.
Okay.
And then so I just wrote it off. And then Friday we get there, and it's like, they had a wait time for it. I'm like, "What?" And it was like, "Oh, it's open."
Yeah.
So that was cool. So this was our last day. And as you can imagine, it was, we were kind of tired. And so we kind of took it easy, didn't do too much. We actually, we actually went, we rode like, we did like the riverboat, we did Haunted Mansion, but then after that we went and behind the Christmas shop in Liberty Square, there's this quiet area where you can go and just sit.
Okay.
And you're in the middle of the park, but it's like so quiet.
It's like a little pagoda there, right? They have
so nice. Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we sat under this tree, and oh my God, it was just so nice and refreshing. And that was one of the best parts of the day.
See,
we sat there for at least half an hour, just relaxing a little bit.
And your kids were okay with that? See, my kids are still too young that they're like, they get too bored.
Well, because they were tired, like they were exhausted. So, we had reservations. Our last reservations were for the Plaza Restaurant. You know where that is?
Yep.
On Main Street. We've eaten there before, and it became kind of our little place. Tammy and I, when we were living in Orlando, we never went there. The first time we went there was when we on a vacation trip, and we had a good time. And then we went there another time, so it kind of became like, I think we were trying to start a tradition of, making that our little family like ending spot, kind of.
Right.
Won't do that again.
Oh wow! Okay.
It's a very small restaurant,
right.
And we had our reservations, but and we checked in like 20 minutes ahead of time and all, and like 40 minutes later, like we went up with like, guy, like, did you forget about us? Because,
Oh wow.
but it's such a small restaurant, you have to wait for people to leave, and so that coupled with we were really tired and all, that's probably the last time we're gonna go there. I think we'll probably switch our spot to the Rose and Crown or something. We'll try something else. But
Okay.
so then after that was pretty much it. We headed out after the Plaza restaurant after dinner, and then came home the next day. So that was our trip. We did, one other first time thing for the family. Our first day at Epcot, we did take a little break and we rode the Skyliner to the first stop, just so everybody could experience the Skyliner.
Nice.
And Tammy loved it.
Yeah.
She thought it was a lot of fun. I think my son was a little scared. He doesn't love heights. Megan was okay. And I was, whatever. I still think it's a silly form of transportation, but mass transportation, but that's okay. Whatever.
So you took it from where to where?
Just to the first stop to Caribbean Beach or Riviera,
around?
whatever it is. And then, got
Okay.
right back on. Went back to Epcot.
Okay. Well, you're missing the key point, because all the time we talked about this coming on was that the cars were not air conditioned. They had the little vents. And I think when you rode it, it was still cool.
Yeah.
So how is it because you came at kind of peak hot rainy season. So how was it?
We did. It was breezy. It was nice. It actually was nice. Now we didn't stop. So I don't know that, sitting up there, if you're stopped for 10, 15 minutes, it would still be nice, but
sharks, you got to keep moving.
Right. Yeah. When you're moving, it is breezy. They did engineer it to where you're definitely getting a nice breeze in there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good to know. I was wondering. All right.
So anyway, so that was our trip. Can't think of anything else offhand, but I did take about 6,400 pictures, going through them slowly, as Chris pointed out.
Wow.
So yeah, that's it.
So how do you feel about, okay, so those are the things you did. You talked a little bit about, but I mean, what's the summary of how you feel about this trip? Because, it was a decent monetary investment, obviously a time investment. It was, a week of your lives or whatever. What would you have done differently? Is it, like you said, your family's not anxious to go back. So, I don't know. I'm just curious, what's the result?
The result is we had a good time. We were together. We were in a place we all love. Yes, we got frustrated. Yes, we got hot. Yes, all of that. But I also would not judge future trips based on this one, simply because it's such a weird time.
Yeah.
Because we're in a flux time where, like I said, there were a ton of people eating attractions that were not open that affected our wait times park-wide. And not just Hollywood Studios. It was more pronounced at Hollywood Studios by far, but the others, you still, Columbia Harbor House wasn't open, right? Hall of Presidents, well, that wasn't
different
open
reason,
because different reason, but there were still a lot of things not open, that stores that weren't open. So, and then Epcot is a shell of itself right now, because they're doing so much construction and everything else. So that's the tough thing is, I wouldn't judge having another trip based on the frustrations that we had on this trip.
Okay.
But we had a great time. We were depressed coming home because we had to leave.
That's good.
Same things. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because it is kind of the worst of all the situations, which is, they're ramping back up post-COVID, but they've not ramped up the amenities faster than they've let people in, and people are anxious to go there because they're tired of being at home, and they, maybe missed their trip last year or whatever. So it is kind of the worst of all situations at this point.
The most frustrating thing that I had was that the amount of people they let in the parks with this stupid reservation system. They should not let that many people into Hollywood Studios. The other parks, okay, it's summer,
but then you have people like me complaining that I hate the park reservation system because I can never get a reservation.
Oh no! I'm look, Chris. I'm not saying that I like the reservation system. What I'm saying is that the reservation system is in place for
I get it.
a reason.
Yeah.
Yet there was clearly they let everybody in. Like there was no limit.
Yeah, because you know what, we talked about that last time, and your thesis, which I understand, is that they like that system because they can plan better, right?
Yeah.
So what they should be doing is saying, okay, yeah, we can plan better. Then we need to open up these other shows or have other things for the people eating attractions, like you eloquently stated, so that we can, because we can't have this situation. I mean, studio seems just completely broke. Really, half of Disney. I'm going to be extreme here. Half of Disney World is broken right now because Epcot is in its, its growing pains of doing that. And Hollywood Studios is kind of a mess. So, 2 out of, and I'm unfair to Animal Kingdom, but really you can almost put that to the side and say 2/3 of the most popular parks are kind of in shambles right now. Right.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
That's my dramatic take on it. But,
but
it's kind of one of those things, like we said last time, is even a bad day at Disney World is better than a good day at work or something.
That's 100% correct.
So, well, good. Well, I liked seeing you. It was really, Melissa and I obviously saying a lot after that it'd be nice if we could hang out together more with our families. Yeah. But either way, one-on-one, hopefully you and I can do like a photo trip there sometime soon.
That would be nice. That's the next discussion we have to have. But more important, go ahead.
I was thinking about this earlier, because you mentioned doing like a specific 50th not yours and my anniversary, but a specific Disney World 50th kind of celebratory trip. We should do something special, like, I don't know, do all the rides at Magic Kingdom or something. We couldn't do the entire resort, but, something. I feel like we could do something. Anyway, whatever I can.
I have no problem with that.
Whatever I can bait you with to make you come back. So,
yeah.
All right.
Cool. So what's your next trip?
So we were going to go. We've got a big event next year. One of our birthdays ends in a 0, and we haven't gone anywhere. And actually, our anniversary ends at a 5, so it's kind of a big year. So we had actually booked the Disney Cruise Line. You've probably heard of that.
Yep.
But then I don't know, a few weeks ago, I'm like, is the world going to be ready? Am I going to feel comfortable going on a cruise, which has virus problems in the best of times, that soon after a pandemic? And so I just thought about it more and more. And we've been very fortunate enough to go on the cruises a fair number of times. I'm like, it's just going to be kind of the same thing we did before. Like, maybe we need to do something else. And I was watching a YouTube video about all the changes at the Polynesian. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. And I like kind of the subtle overlay of the Moana stuff they've done. I really love that movie, Moana, anyway. So I kind of like how they did that. But I'm looking at it, and this will be a little bit of heresy to say on this podcast that we do. But I'm looking at it and I'm going, but it's imitation Polynesia. It's not the real place. So it just was a little spark in my head. I'm like, maybe we should go to Hawaii. Just because I feel like air travel will probably be okay there, especially Hawaii is very strict on, everybody has to be tested before, at least right now, everybody has to be tested before they go there and stuff. And then, so I started watching YouTube videos, and then I learned more about Aulani, which I only kind of knew about. So anyway, so that's what we're planning to do next year, is to go stay at Aulani on Oahu for a week.
Cool.
And it turns out, I don't know if you know this, it's pretty expensive to get to Hawaii.
Yes, I've heard that.
But I found a couple of credit cards that if you sign up and spend, basically an amount of money that I would spend anyway, in some time period, you get a lot of money. Like right now, it's like people that track the point systems for credit cards. Like, this is unheard of. This is amazing. So basically, by signing up for a Chase travel-oriented card, we should get at least one of our airfare covered, if not 1.5 to 2 of them. It's a little unsure at this point, but so a decent amount off of that. And then you remember when Casey was on, I think the first time, Mr. Liss, and he mentioned the DVC resale thing.
Yep.
So I looked into that for Alani, and if the prices hold, I don't know if the prices are weird right now because of COVID or whatever, a room, just a regular hotel room, would be like $6,000. Is that right? Something like that. Something ridiculous. But renting the DVC points to get a similar room was like $3,900.
Wow.
And I'm like, that is quite a savings, because I'm assuming, maybe lots of people have their points, their owners, and they're just like, they can't use them and other people can't use them. Anyway, significant discount. So I'm starting to add all this up. The cruise was going to be, and we're not traveling concierge level or anything. There's just, nice ocean view room or whatever. The cruise was going to be $8,200, but we didn't have to do any airfare. So, but by using the travel points, and if I do DVC, it'll actually cost me $2,000 less to go to Hawaii. So
that's nice.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's our plan. We'll see where COVID goes. Melissa was, and it's her birthday, so she was really. I have not seen her, and we've been together a long time. I've not seen her this excited about a trip in a long time. So she really wants to see Hawaii. And the more we watch videos about Alani, it just looks like a really nice resort and stuff. So I don't know. What do you know about Alani? Is that a thing that is of interest to you because it's a Disney thing, or not at all?
I don't. I mean, not for me. Not for not really. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to go, but it's so expensive that it's not even. There's many other things I would rather do than do that. That being said, my sister went and loved, like their whole family loved that trip.
Yeah,
like loved it to the point that they just got a dog and they named it Alani.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, they loved it. So I'm sure I would love it too, but I can't get over the cost. So, but they're DVC
not that much
members.
more than
they're
what
DVC
you
members.
Probably spent for this trip. I mean, you drove; you didn't have to do airfare, but still.
Well, that and my lodging was way cheap. So
no, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I'm just comparing it to a cruise or, similar, because we want it to be a big trip next year. We haven't traveled a lot. My kids are just now, with the youngest, just now getting old enough that we can reasonably do a bigger trip.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good trip for them because it's still kind of relaxed and fun, a little bit at Disney-ish versus going to, I don't know, London or Tokyo or somewhere bigger. So it's something to kind of cross off. I mean, to be honest, I'm a little bit concerned because I live in Florida. I'm like, I already live in a place that has beaches and palm trees. Do I need to spend that much money and that much time to go see more beaches and palm trees? But anyway, it'll from a Disney angle, I'm kind of curious to see the resort. So
yeah,
that's it.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how awesome it is. Still a long flight to get there.
Yeah, and that's not high on my list either. Is flying that far because I'm not a plane person. I think you know that, but
me either. I mean, personally, I've gone to Hong Kong and stuff, which is like a 22-hour trip. So I mean, I've done longer. Yeah. But Hawaiian Airlines just started direct flights from Orlando, so it's like
nice.
9.5 hours, which is it's not it's a long time, but it's not.
It's not that bad. I mean,
you did that in a car, so
Yeah, but we got to stop at Buc-ee's.
Okay,
and Whataburger.
I'll ask the pilot, see if we can stop off at a Whataburger.
And rest areas.
Yeah.
so
I don't. I'm hoping someday we can get to I really want to see Disney Seas and the Nintendo land and stuff in Japan. I really want to get to Japan.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say.
The kids aren't quite there yet.
Yeah,
and so just for the culture shock of it, and the young one wouldn't remember it anyway. So we're kind of treating this as the transitional trip, to do something, legit. It's still touristy. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're not going to be, on some uncharted island in Tahiti, but a little bit more real than staying at the Polynesian, which is kind of where the whole thought process started. So anyway, we'll see. But, if nothing else, it's been interesting for me to learn about Aulani because I paid zero attention to it before. I'm just like, oh, it's just some resort for DVC. I've heard people gush about it, but it looks really neat. So,
yeah, well, I mean, you can talk to my sister. Like I said, they had an absolutely wonderful time.
Do they want to sell me their points? Because
you can ask. I doubt it because they're active. They're active with their membership.
Yeah, they actually use that quite a lot, don't they? Their DVC.
Yeah, they
stuff.
do. Yeah, they went to like Vero Beach and stuff. They went to. I don't know if they couldn't get reservations or what the deal was, but they actually stayed at like Animal Kingdom Lodge and went to Universal just a few months ago.
Oh, right. Because they couldn't get passes, I think she said, right?
Yes. I guess that was it. So, but they stayed at Disney and on their points. And I mean, that was a smart decision.
Okay. Well, anyway, so from a photography perspective, I'm really looking forward to it because it's like the first time I've had like and granted, again, it's not that exotic. It's more, touristy still, but at least I get to like plan which gear I'm going to take and
yeah, sure.
Think about that kind of stuff. So
cool.
No, I'll get to Disney Seas and that stuff someday, but that's this plan. But the cruise is killing me because I'm one shy of the platim level, which
I know.
It's got to be
I was going to
life-changing,
mention that.
Right? It's almost like Club 33. It's got to be life changing.
It's like you're just right. You're right there, right there.
Yeah, but it's the same.
More.
But it's the same. Like it's the same thing.
You ought to just take like a little 3-day cruise. Somewhere.
Oh, we're going to eventually. Like once we're well past the stuff, which is kind of silly how they run that program, because like Royal Caribbean does it based on number of days you've sailed with them, which makes more sense. But this, you could have number of sailings, and they could all be 2 days, and has the same effect.
Right.
It's all meaningless anyway. Doesn't matter.
I know, of course.
But anyway, we'll see. Hopefully it's got a long time to worry about it. Won't be till May, so we got a while yet.
Yeah.
Anyway. Awesome. Well, thanks for running me through your trip. I was been really wondering how it went, and mostly I was wondering like kind of how it ended up in terms of your feelings about whether it was a good trip or not. So
yeah, good. It was great. It was great. We had a great time. Like I said, frustrations, but at the end of the day, on the drive home, everybody was upset that it was over.
Sorry to hear you're upset, but that's a good sign because then that means you had a good time, right? So
of course.
That's good. Yeah, and conversely, in my troop, and we were there for a much shorter period of time, everybody's kind of glad to be home. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that. Well, I do know what that means, but I'm glad we did. It was nice. It was fun staying because my kids haven't stayed in hotels that much, so they were just excited to be at the resort and see the room and the lobby.
Well, that's my son. Like I could, and that's what I said on the trip. I said, I'm just going to get a hotel, like Hotel 6 or something in like 2 miles away.
Right.
And just go and stay in a hotel because he just loves a hotel.
Yeah.
He likes, it's something different, but
I love hotels.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, geez, I don't have to spend all this money on, but, yeah, so no, that won't fly though. But it's just like, oh my God, we didn't have to come all this way just to stay in a hotel.
Funny. All right, well, get working on your pictures. Hopefully, I can see them before you actually come back here, whenever that is. All right, man. Well, happy 100th episode, and awesome. I'll look forward to your pictures, and I assume you'll be posting them to like the Instagrams and stuff.
Yeah, slowly but surely, I'm sure. Yeah,
you call it Insta. Yeah. I heard the kids.
I do not,
which seems a little weird.
I say Instagram. I go the extra syllable.
You have them to spare. You're such a Richie Rich. All right, cool. Well, we hit 2 hours, so that's a good stopping point. All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye. Aloha. Bye.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Starport 75. Follow Chris on Twitter and Instagram at CBGray, and Glenn on Twitter and Instagram at DizWiz. Follow the show on Twitter and Facebook at Starport75, and Instagram at thestarport75. For all things related to the show, including show notes and links to connect with us, visit us at starport75.com.